Mama June wants to move out of the house where Anna died. Constant nightmare. June Shannon spent the past few months grieving her daughter, Anna's death. She was never the best mother to her daughters, but her daughter's passing has devastated her completely. Mama June often shares emotional posts about Anna's passing. She made numerous efforts to save her daughter during her last days. She stood with Anna during the entire cancer battle. The reality TV celeb even moved to Georgia to stay close to Chickadee. Justin and June rented a home in the new city to take better care of her. Now she is raising her oldest granddaughter, Caitlin, to relive her late daughter's childhood. But it seems like Anna's memories have made it difficult for June to stay in her home. Is she planning to move out? Mama June, Shannon reveals. Real reason to move out of her Georgia home. Mama June's move to Georgia wasn't a very wise decision. She had a big fight with Justin for making the big decision without communicating with her. But she moved out to stay closer to her daughter. Justin and June made several attempts to ensure Anna was healthy and comfortable. Unfortunately, she took her last breath in December 2023, after constantly fighting with her terminal cancer. Mama June and her entire family still remember the good days with Anna and try their best to stay positive. Now, it looks like Shannon has been facing major challenges while grieving her daughter's passing. Recently, she opened up about the big reason behind her wanting to move out of their Georgia home. She said, "We're hoping to be able to move soon because Anna passed away in our home, and for me and Justin and Caitlin, it's just a constant remembering." The reality TV star was unable to forget that it was the same house where everything happened. June went ahead to claim that it's been a constant nightmare for her for the past 6 months. Moreover, she added, "It is just really, am I going to wake up from this nightmare?" Anna's sister Jessica also felt the same way and admitted that it was kind of the same for everyone. She talked about the moments when she felt emotional. She noted that her late sister wasn't a very emotional person. Further, she explained, "It is just trying to remember her in all the good ways. I want to try to erase all of the bad couple of days." Mama June shares the similarity between Anna and Caitlin. Mama June often gets emotional about losing her and daughter, Anna Cardwell. Fortunately, she had Caitlin to look forward to while grieving her daughter's loss. Recently, the reality TV revealed how her granddaughter evokes memories of her late daughter. June stated, "Caitlin is Anna's twin, through and through." She went ahead to claim that her late daughter looked exactly like Caitlin when she was 11. Moreover, she explained how many times she tells Caitlin that she looks like her mama. Further, she added, "I'll be like, 'You act just like your mama.' She's like, 'No, I don't. I act like Caitlin.'" Stay tuned to TV season and spoilers for more updates on June and Caitlin's life after Anna's passing. The silence in Mama June's Georgia home had turned from sacred to suffocating. Once filled with chaos, laughter, and the clatter of family life, the walls now echoed with haunting memories. It had been just months since her daughter, Anna Chickadee Cardwell, passed away after her brutal battle with stage 4 adrenal carcinoma. Though Anna's physical pain had ended, the emotional aftershocks reverberated through the entire household, and June Shannon could no longer pretend she was coping. Grief had taken up permanent residence. Every room in that house held a memory June wasn't ready to confront. From the soft humming of Anna's voice when she'd cook dinner for her girls, to the shadow of her hospital bed still etched into the master bedroom's carpet, the pain felt insurmountable. June had tried to keep the house as it was, a shrine to her eldest child, but that choice had become a torment of its own. No amount of rearranging furniture or painting over old walls could hide the truth. The house had become a tomb of trauma, and June now found herself spiraling. Even the once comforting hum of the television became unbearable, reminding her of nights Anna would fall asleep mid-episode with her girls curled beside her. The aroma of cinnamon candles, Anna's favorite, had been replaced by the stale scent of grief. Initially, June believed staying in the house would help her stay close to Anna. She thought preserving the space where her daughter had taken her last breath would provide solace, maybe even peace. Instead, it became a trigger. Each corner whispered reminders of what was lost. The hallway where Anna had struggled to walk during her final days now felt like a corridor of ghosts. The kitchen, once the heart of the home, had become a sterile and untouched room. Nobody dared cook in it anymore. It wasn't just June who suffered. Her husband Justin had grown more withdrawn. While he tried to offer support, even he seemed overwhelmed by the thick fog of sadness that cloaked the home. They tiptoed around each other, careful not to disturb the delicate balance that barely kept them functioning. The smiles they offered each other were brief, forced, and fading. Worse still, June could no longer pretend to be the glue holding her family together. Her youngest daughter, Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson, had been staying with her sister, Lauren Pumpkin Efford, more often. At first, June chalked it up to typical teenage independence, but deep down, she knew the truth. Alana couldn't bear to watch her mother disintegrate. The once defiant and sassy teen was left teetering between adolescence and adulthood, robbed of the chance to grieve properly because she was too busy watching the adults around her fall. Apart, Pumpkin had tried to step in. She took over family gatherings, cooked holiday meals, and coordinated grief counseling appointments. But even she struggled with the burden of loss. As a young mom herself, the weight of holding up June, Justin, and Alana became too heavy. She hinted gently, more than once, that maybe June should consider leaving the house behind. At first, the idea enraged June. How could she abandon the last place Anna had smiled, cried, and held her family's hands? But that resistance eventually gave way to reality. The nightmares started first. Vivid dreams of Anna calling out for her mother, in the middle of the night, only for June to awaken drenched in sweat and unable to breathe. Then came the hallucinations, fleeting glimpses of Anna in the hallway, or sitting on the porch. June knew they weren't real, but that didn't lessen the emotional impact. The trauma had burrowed too deeply into her psyche. Her therapist recommended a change of scenery. Though reluctant, June couldn't deny that her health, emotional and physical, was deteriorating. Her blood pressure spiked, her sleep vanished, and the once stubborn matriarch began to fade. The bubbly energy she'd flaunted on reality TV dissolved into a hollow shell of a woman trapped inside her grief. The house, rather than preserving Anna's memory, was poisoning it. One afternoon, while sitting on the porch swing, Anna once adored, June made the quiet, seismic decision. It was time to go. Selling the house wouldn't be easy. Every door creaked with nostalgia. Every photo still hung proudly. But June knew this chapter had to end. Not to forget Anna, but to honor her properly. Staying in the home was keeping her chained to the trauma, and Anna had always begged her mother to live, not just survive. The decision sent ripples through the family. Some members were relieved, others skeptical, but June stood firm, her choice, anchored in the knowledge that healing wouldn't happen within those four walls. She started quietly sorting through Anna's belongings. It took her weeks to open the drawers. Each shirt she held, each picture frame she touched, came with a wave of sorrow that knocked the wind from her. She didn't rush the process. Grief, she realized, couldn't be hurried, but it could be redirected. Word of June's plan spread quickly through her extended family and fanbase. While some offered criticism, accusing her of running away from pain, others praised her courage. After all, America had watched this family ride through highs and lows, from fame to infamy, addiction to recovery, but nothing compared to the heartbreak of watching a daughter die. June hoped that leaving the house might allow her to reconnect with the parts of herself that had gone dormant. Maybe she could find laughter again. Maybe her relationship with Alana could recover. Maybe she could even enjoy her marriage with Justin, free from the heavy air that choked their home. There was no set destination. June didn't know if they'd move into a new home nearby or start over in another state. What mattered was escaping the suffocating presence of the house that had become both a memorial and a prison. She wanted to create new memories, not to erase the past, but to build a future that Anna would be proud of. There were still difficult conversations ahead. Alana was resistant at first, fearing that leaving meant erasing her sister. But after long nights and tearful embraces, she understood. They wouldn't be running away. They'd be stepping into the light after a long, dark tunnel. Pumpkin agreed to help with the logistics, packing, listing the home, and setting up viewings. Still, they handled the process with reverence. Anna's room remained untouched the longest. Only when June felt strong enough did they begin placing her belongings into keepsake boxes. Every journal, trinket, and childhood drawing was handled with delicate care. It wasn't just stuff. It was a part of her. June planned to create a dedicated memory space in her new home. A corner filled with photos, candles, and keepsakes. A sanctuary where she could grieve,